T-55s trying their best to hold the line whilst the T-72s are absent. Reinforcements should arrive shortly. Hello guys, and welcome to a new Regiments video today by me, Vulcan. In this one, I'm moving on to Stage 9 and Phase 16 of the Vigilant Tempest warpath. This is the last stage, and it's going to be a defense against the Canadians. Should be really fun. We've got 287 operational authority to spend, so I'm going to have to make sure that I top up my troops. Maybe get some more deployment points and such so that we can cover more areas. We're definitely going to need more supply, and we'll probably make use of some engineer support as well. So that is going to drain the operational authority pretty quick. Let's get to it. So let's make sure we have about 1,000 supply. We'll do some engineer support, as it is a pretty nice force modifier. Signals intelligence is probably going to be useful for this battle as well. That's going to leave us with 82 operational authority. I don't think I need more deployment points. I'm not too worried about that. But I am going to restore my tanks there. We might want to restore the T-55s. We will get some more operational authority between the phases, I think. But let's just make sure the T-72s are up to scratch. Maybe make sure those are topped up. Any others? The T-55s on defense could be okay. I'm not like a huge fan of them. I think Vigilant is a better choice. I'm just making sure that the infantry has plenty of men available. I think the helicopters, very difficult to use them because of the aircraft patrolling. So let's go to events, see what we've got. Blitz. Phase lasts for 5 minutes less. This is actually really good on the defense. We have got very lucky with that one. Let's jump on in. Vigilant Tempest Phase 16, Stage 9 at 7 AM. I'm really looking forward to this. It's the finale of the Vigilant Tempest warpath. I've had a lot of fun using the Czechoslovakian forces, and it seems as though we actually have a reasonably good map as well. Gosh, sometimes what happens is you have a defensive map where they're coming in from both sides, and it's very difficult to kind of defend. But in this case, they're all coming in from roughly the same area. We can create concentration at least around Mizzen. Of course, I kind of want to hold on to Divina and NSA as well, because they have quite high amounts of operational authority that we can get for the next phase. But alas, let's get some troops down. We do have the engineer support in the bottom right, so I'm going to have to make sure that I make good use of that. So I think the way we're going to do this is we'll definitely have some recon, like plenty of recon hanging about. Right? That's going to be super, super important. Some there at Anise. Probably want to have some back here. I may want to have one quite far forward actually, but that one will likely get destroyed. You'd have one on the hill here, just to check our right flank, because sometimes the AI likes to kind of drive around, or it likes to cut through or come from this side and actually attack Divina. So you do need to make sure that you have eyes on as much as possible. I'm going to put another one in there as well. We could also just put like obstacles across the open here. I might actually just put obstacles in front of the point. Something like that, and we can do the same here as well, just to slow down the enemy if they are running at us head on. That'll be nice. Anti-air emplacement could be a good idea because we don't have much in the way of anti-air, so I think that's actually not a bad shout. I can just pop that in the back of the Divina there. Cool. Alright, then what I want to do is we'll place down the last of the recon. I'll probably just have one maybe back here. And we'll place down our other infantry. So we've got some infantry recon that I think I'm going to put over here. And we'll move them forwards, maybe further to the left. Sorry, I lost where I was. Sometimes the map can be a bit funky. My rotation. So yeah, we'll drive up and put ourselves in the orchard here so that we can keep an eye on anything that might move to the left. Then we're going to want some T-72s, so we'll just pop them in there. It's always a good spot. We'll put some T-72s over here as well in the farm. We'll put the AM2s over here as well. think I might have these. You know, I'm going to keep them here. I was thinking of putting them further over, but we've already got the T-64B1s there, which is nice. Looks like we're backed up by Soviet forces. We also have access to recon tanks, right? There you go, T-55 AM1s. I think I'm going to have them over here. A little bit further back. The T-72s kind of tank the damage, which is why I'm having them further forwards, and then the T-55 slightly behind. I'm not sure what to do in the trees. I could bring in the Streltsy A-to-Gem on that side, and then I'm going to need some probably on the left side here as well. We can do BMPs with infantry. That's fine. We do them something like that, and then BMP 1s as well. I might bring the BMP 1s with the Pruskomnitzy on the left flank there. I will do fire support and Streltsy in the trees here that can move into the further trees. We do also have the Vizikari. We've got the Danas ready to go. I think the leader has to be in here, right? Yeah, that's a good spot for him. We'll definitely make sure we have supply here as well. And the nice thing about putting them down at the start is they will be dug in, so that's good. I should probably put some supply nearby here as well. Just behind this maybe. Although there's a good chance that if they come through this tree line, that supply might get wrecked. But I'll have time to move because the recon should spot it for me. I should probably leave space for the Danas to come in. We could have the Danas quite far up at the beginning, to be honest. Or I could just have them like near the spawn. It's just a long-range shot over there. Yeah, we'll bring in both of these, so at least I know I have the deployment points designated for those. I will probably put up some man pads on this side just to help with any helicopters, although I don't think the Canadians have much helicopters, but they will still be able to fire at the aircraft. Another recon infantry that I can use. I might actually use those with those Streltsy, maybe put them here. Then we want the Vizikari, which can probably deploy here, and then the Janista can go there as well. Alright, let's get underway. And we'll get these to land. A lot of platoons coming in. Since we have the intelligence, there is a lot there to worry about. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we'll set up those like this. The Janista can just kind of stay close to that T-62 there. These two and this one we're going to have move up through this tree line. Looks like enemy artillery coming in. These two are going to move over to the right side here. Sorry, left side. And we'll get them dug in as well. Our Danas are on group 1. I don't want to be engaging too soon here with these. Let's put this unit on hold fire, and then these BMPs can move forwards until they're in range to engage. Big attack coming in on that left side. We've already done a lot of damage though, the leopards taken care of there. These T-72s have actually almost been destroyed, but I don't want to worry about that just yet. We've got to keep them there because there's a lot of targets, a lot of artillery coming in. This is actually a pretty crazy finale because there's a lot of artillery, a lot of gunfire all going on all at once. My tank's on defense, having a bit of a hard time there, look at that. Not good. But we have managed to break down that attack, and yeah, very, very nice. Leopard C1s are taken care of. Like, let's retreat those T-72s, get them back up to full strength. I'm just going to pull these back again. And we'll get them to unload now so they can begin. Now we're being attacked over here. And once again, the T-72s are taking the brunt of the damage. I'm going to have to pull those back, for sure. It looks like units are moving over to the left a little bit there. And with any luck we can fix up these T-72s shortly. And start firing at these airborne with my Danas. Also might hit the Grizzlies there. As soon as those T-72s are ready, they come back to the left. At the fire support unit, I do have the grenade launchers in there that are going to be able to hit the man pads. Okay, good. I'm going to move the supply over here so that those 80 gems have ammo. And we'll retreat that T-72 unit. Looks like it may be time for some air supports on this left side. Could also bring in some napalm. The Leopard C1s are taken care of, that's good. Those BMPs are going to have to fall back. Napalm has hit the M13 as well. Really well. Nice. Supply might as well leave as well, otherwise that's going to be destroyed. Yeah, another large amount of platoons on the way. The Canadians not letting up at all. T-55s trying their best to hold the line whilst the T-72s are absent. Reinforcements should arrive shortly. On their way. Get those into position. BMPs there actually have done a good job. Get the BMP2s back up to Davina as well. Bring in some more rockets. We have lots of tactical support that we've been saving up. We should really use it. We've got 8 minutes to hold. I think the reason that their attacks are so dense is because it's a blitz phase, so they're attacking a lot faster than they normally would. Much more concentrated fire coming towards us. Okay, my supplies start heading back over here. These guys are going to want to fall back for sure. We'll let the Streltsy back up into the tree line there. It's just an absolute massacre. The Canadians are really trying to break through there, and now continuing to do so on this side. Those poor recon infantry are going to have to run away. Make sure we hit those mortars. Taking out the mortars is important because they're going to be reducing the cohesion of my T-72s, and we need those to be up to scratch. Over the course of the campaign, the Dunner crews actually have got to max veterancy, which is really nice. Allows them to aim really, really fast. Get the infantry back in for the left flank. Like some rockets may be needed here. Ammo could well be an issue. So let's make sure that I bring that to the town first to resupply those. Those T-72s taking the beating again. Cool to see the ADAX actually coming towards us. We can fire HGMs at ground forces. Let that supply go home. And we're going to bring in the T-72s again momentarily. Only 4 minutes remaining. There's defense. That just Streltsy unloads. Those T-72s getting hit hard again. Let that supply set up. Yeah, helping us out a lot there, but that's a cluster. Those T-72s going down. We'll let them retreat because the BMPs should be able to hold the line. Three minutes remaining. Troops on the left are completely out of ammo. Once we top up these guys, we'll have to move over to the left, top up the T-55 AM2. Good artillery there. Those mortars driving straight into it. I think that T-55 just might be straight out of ammo. Gonna have to back those up as we're engaged by all of that recon. Good rockets there. Nice. The 25's coming in. Should be able to hold the line. I'll make sure to bring back those BMP ones for the left flank. They really did a good job.
1 minute remaining.
The artillery done pretty well. But this defensive line is just a field of wrecks now. Look how much stuff we had to deal with there in such a short amount of time. Insanity. But a lovely defense, and we didn't lose a sector, so big win. There it is. A beautiful KD in that one, almost 10 to 1 on wounded. Casualties in general, yeah, probably like 4 to 1, something like that, 5 to 1. Very nice. Solid line held there. Let's move on to the next phase. This is the last phase of the Vigilant Tempest warpath. As you can see, we have already reached victory. Have a bit of operational authority to spend, actually way more than I thought. I mean, we've already spent all the operational or engineer support. We can add a few more bits to what we already have. I'm definitely going to get the signals intelligence back again because that was super useful just to kind of understand the amount of forces we're going to have to deal with. We're of course going to need more supply, so we'll definitely get that back up. As for deployment points, there isn't really much more that I can deploy. So it's just a matter of restoring units. Maybe I'll restore the T-55s. And see what else we need to restore. The T-72s probably for sure. Those T-55s back online. I'm going to finish this with almost a fully replenished force. Is nice. There we go. Perfect. That'll do. Let's see what event we get on this one. Surge plus 150 deploy points. Wow, this is the most generous last phase I've ever seen in a warpath. Let's move on. Phase 17, stage 9 at 12 midday. So it's like within 4 days, the enemy has lost like 10,000 casualties. It's like a lot of stuff. Okay, so we do have a bit of extra engineer support now. I think I'm going to put an anti-tank emplacement over here to kind of help with this front. Makes sense. I could also put one here, but I don't have enough points for that actually. Alright, strong point. Where do we want a strong point? I'm thinking a strong point could be useful just on the right here. And then we can maybe add a little bit of engineer, barbed wire, and obstacles. Just in this direction, maybe. Perfect. Most of our stuff is down, so I don't think I really need to do much. I could make sure that the T-72s were in a better position, but it's a bit late for that. We can just turn them around there, make sure they're facing the right direction. At the moment, and they are not. Okay, so everybody's set up there. There's Vizicati maybe a little bit too far forwards at the moment. I will bring them back around just to sit further back. Everything's set up here. The BMPs should be on their way. We need the T-72s. Yeah, I should have moved these forwards because you can do that. And I'll move the Dunners to go pick up some ammo. I think what I'm going to do is we will have both of these OT-64 units cover the right side of Dabina. These are the remaining troops that were coming in at the end of the last phase, but we've got to hold for another 20 minutes against the waves of Canadians. A big wave up here. Let's get the rockets on that. Oh, there is some AA there actually, so they're not going to be too successful. But the Dunners can start firing away, that's for sure. We want to move back the Streltsy there, I think. I'm surprised how well they did actually. We got both the rocket strikes onto the M113. Enemy artillery pouring down onto this point. Nice artillery actually, hitting very strong on that push. They're being forced through the middle there, and I can really focus that down with the napalm in this case, but also the artillery. Really, really good engagement for us. The T-72s are arriving as well. I think with the T-72s we're going to have them in the trees on the right. Be a bit more concealed in there. And these BMPs are definitely travelling over to the left again. I think the great thing about this tree line is our tanks are just able to use their maximum range. So we have the T-55s on one side, the T-72s on the other. The M113s just can't get close. And if they do, they're going to get stuck on the obstacles. I think the attacks are less than they were before. As I mentioned, I think it was a lot faster before because of the blitz. So it forced the AI to bring in all of their stuff like super fast. Are they gonna fire? I want to hit those mortars on the move. There we go. The mortar crews are about to eat it. Here it comes. Oh, have they stopped right on top of that as well? Oh dear. Oh dear. That's big losses. I'm going to unload these, but we're going to head back. Pull back a little bit there. Well, the T-55's got destroyed. I didn't see that. And we lost the T-55 recon. Big shots coming in again. Is that a helicopter? It is. Helicopters do they use? Kiowas? It must just be, yeah, recon helicopters. Oh, no chance. Oh, one just got toasted. Okay, let's hit these M109s with some sweet counter battery. And as soon as I can... I'm thinking what I'll do actually is we'll bring in the T-55 company to this tree line. Nice big hit there. We do have the AA here, but it's currently not close enough for our AA to engage. It looks like we're just exchanging artillery fire at the moment. These guys have time to dig in, they're dead. Pretty important actually. Oh, those T-55s. Ouch. A lot of ATGMs. A lot of ATGMs. We're only adding to the amount of wrecks that were already here. Let's get some rockets to come in. We can be extremely liberal with my support. Might even pop down like an artillery barrage. And then they're quite expensive, it could be useful if more units continue to come through there. My engineers will do a lot of damage to that infantry. Good kills. Gonna get those Dunners to move back into the sector here, just to grab some more ammo. Things are looking pretty good though. It's definitely quietened down for a little bit. They do have 3 to 5 times 2 coming in, so that may all be on one side. That's always the scariest when it happens like that. Got ammo on the Dunners, should be fine now. Make sure that we're countering the infantry and such here. Beautiful. Tank company has arrived. Back up the T-72s. Gonna start hitting those mortars ASAP. Some of these T-55s might take the brunt of the damage here. It's always cool when the shell hits the ground and you see it like bounce. Okay, held the ground there. Might as well hit the man pads, although we want to fire that mortar again. Now 6 to 8 platoons on the way. 9 minutes remaining. We're holding well so far. This is an entire company of T-55s. We can't deal with them on 3 infantry. I'm going to be pretty sad. I'm going to start arting that tree line, as it looks like they're going to want to push through that. I'll move my infantry in that direction as well from Davina, because those haven't really been doing all that much. Now technically capturing NSA, but I'm hoping that T-72s will have line of sight shortly. And we can just pop them. There we go. Again, more hitting the obstacles here. Strong point is actually working pretty well there. Holding the line for us while I can get the reinforcements into position. Good C1's taken care of, now just the links. And they are gone. Perfect. Absolutely brutal fight, honestly. The Canadians are suffering hard. We had a real tough fight against the Americans previously, but Canadians not really bringing their big toys. Only the C1 Leopards. Like loads of HGMs though. Fortunately, with the terrain, we are able to be in range of those launchers a lot of the time. I'm able to sit back slightly in the town or in the orchards here or even in the tree lines. It's working out quite nicely. Another crew of mortars getting annihilated. I wonder if I can hit this with artillery. I think the splash damage from artillery does affect helicopters, so I should be able to tickle those and at least make them move. I want them to come in range of my AA. Time for the next a bunch of rockets and napalm.
Five minutes remaining.
Well, this whole front is just craters and wrecks, fire. It looks crazy. Probably one of the more intense battles that we've had. That supply's been out for a little while. So is this one. Those T-55s are going to have to retreat. The entire company is almost destroyed. They somewhat held the line for us for the time being. There's going to be like one more probably big attack. 3 minutes 30 remaining. We've got artillery barrage ready, we've got some more rockets ready. We just need to get supply in here for that right side for sure. Not sure if it'll get there in time. We can bring in the Mi-24s, let's bring them in. Brush off the dust, because otherwise we're not going to get good use out of them. They always seem to bring in a lot of AA with these attacks though, so it's going to be quite kind of difficult to keep the Mi-24 out of harm's way. Where are they? Let's give a little bit of an area recon, shall we? See what's up. We are a little bit of blind on this side. Yep, there's definitely stuff coming. We'll get the rockets start heading in from the Su-25s. We've got the Mi-24s ready to help out as well. Gonna get some rockets on target with those. Beautiful rocket strike, actually perfect. We'll do some napalm here. We'll fall that unit back. If I can napalm the C1 or the M132 here, we'll really lock down the forest approach, that'd be good. Oh, there's another unit next to it. Okay. Let's swing around with the Mi-24 then. That infantry is going to burn itself on the napalm. That's not good. For them at least. If I can get some shots here.
1 minute remaining.
Good. We're going to be careful of that ADATS. It's going to be pretty scary actually. be made short work of by the Vigilant. They've got their RPG 75s. Once the supply settles as well, we'll be able to get the Vigilant back up to full strength. But 20 seconds left, so it doesn't look like it's really going to matter. Beautiful battle. Both phases have been an absolute blast. So many units destroyed. Look at all of the shells, holes and everything. Like the entire Canadian army got wiped out. So there you have it. Yeah, another like 4-to-1, 5-to-1 casualty ratio. Insane. Very intense fighting. Really, really good fun. Let's have a look at the results of the Vigilant Tempest Warpath. We got our total victory. The roaring hurricane of war tested both sides to their limits, and NATO's resolve was found lacking. The Warsaw Pact struggle against abstract enemies like inefficiency and corruption, but faced with a clear and present threat, the ability to mobilize an overwhelming amount of resources proved decisive. And while the global struggle is far from over, the Pact stands strong, reforged in fire. And some of these units did exceptionally well. We absolutely blasted the total victory there. Overall casualties, probably about 3-to-1. We had 956 dead, 2,578 wounded, 151 missing. And they had 3,272 dead, 8,831 wounded, and 511 missing. So yeah, about 4-to-1 KD across the board. Same with the vehicles. We lost 345 vehicles. They lost 1,693. We lost 8 helicopters. They lost 14. We did lose 3 aircraft to anti-air. Look at the Vidra. That's a fantastic amount of kills for a recon squad. And then the T-72 kill list just goes on and on and on. Beautiful, beautiful. That might not have been the recon squad. Oh no, it is the Vidra, yeah. So that's probably the recon squad. These ones are the infantry squads. They really held the line in those forest areas. The Dunners actually got a decent amount of kills. The Vigilant, I relied on them a lot, so they did exceptionally well. Another T-72 kill list. There are so many. It just goes on and on and on and on. The BMP-2s as well, that was another exceptional unit. T-55 recon were really useful, especially earlier in the campaign, before we started bumping into like big tanks. Great stuff. Yeah, really, really enjoyed that. The Vigilant Tempest Warpath. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.